Susan.
I'm actually looking at the executive summary from the liquid waste management plan, and for an owner in specified sewer area number 1 who hasn't yet hooked up, the estimate is $4,500, and in specified sewer area number 2, which would be the expansion area, is $8,000. That includes a capital charge, septic system decommissioning, and building the sewer pipe from the home to the property line. But the important thing to note is that this is a plan. Like an OCP, it's a guiding document. It's been forwarded to the ministry for approval. They could come back with recommendations that are contrary to what's in the plan. They may say that we can't do a capital charge, or we don't know what the ministry is going to say at this point. So it is quite speculative. It's a guiding document. Nothing that's written in here is written in stone. It'll depend, how many people hook up. The more people that do hook up, the further the usage fees are going to be spread, so they will go down from what the current users are currently paying. So there's not a firm number that really could be given. These are the best estimates based upon what the consultants' investigations were.
Yeah, I pay sewer taxes. My interest in this is to keep the sewer taxes as low as possible. The whole point of this exercise was identifying the fact that the current bylaws do not adequately address any possibility of expansion, and the frontage taxes are all askew. So we started this process with the idea that we're going to rewrite the bylaws, make them more fair and equitable. The whole point of the sewer is that if you don't want to be on sewer, you don't have to be. But people are coming to us constantly saying we want to be part of the sewer system. We need it for the benefit of our property. We need to be involved in this process. And council has a responsibility to listen to those people and make it happen. The fact that we received $900,000 to further this project with no percentage of that required by the village is an incredible blessing. So we're basically going to be able to put the pipe in the ground for free. But again, if you don't want to join, you don't have to. But we have a responsibility to those people who do.
Anybody else? Please. Michael and then Jeffrey, and then we'll move on to the next question.
$8,000 to hook up is hardly free for the people of this village. We're in the middle of an election. We don't know which way it's going to go yet. This was rammed through council and it's gone to ministry in the middle of an election. I just find that highly strange. Also, Area 1 is has taken their case to the Ombudsman. If the Ombudsman does rule, it could cost this village hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the way the whole sewer system has been handled by council. I don't find that's been open. I do not find that you've been consulted, and I do not find that you've been given the facts. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Jeffrey, did you want the last word?
So, what I hear is that they have an obligation to the people who would like the sewer put in, but just as you have an obligation to them, they also have an obligation to everyone who does not. And the reason we don't know exactly how many people do and how many people do not is because they weren't asked, there was no survey done, and it was never put to a vote. So all we have for now is we have to listen to the one side, and we never listen to the other side because we never asked them in the first place.
Thank you for your answers, and thank you for the question. Other questions? Or should I read one from the students?
Yeah.
They did send 24. I'm sorry, please.
Sorry.
You don't need permission, just please, if anybody wants to line up behind the microphone, just jump right in there. Very
Yeah,
good.
I was thinking about lining up, and then it's a bit daunting. Oh my goodness. Stop talking. Yeah. Okay, so I've got one small comment and I have a question. My comment is, I know that every interest group in the village who feels that they either haven't been listened to sufficiently or they have a problem that's been going on for a long time is going to feel very strongly about this because they're the ones in the middle of having to deal with it. But I would say cut the candidates who really aren't in office yet a little bit of slack because I think they're doing a heck of a lot to learn and try to understand each issue that the candidates who are already in office have been dealing with for a long time. Anyways, my question though is of a different nature, and it is, we have an awesome educational facility in our community. And sometimes I feel like that educational facility stands a little bit on its own, trying to do its own thing to kind of, you know, make a stand here in our village. It's one of the most awesome opportunities any small community could have, and it's called Selkirk College. I would like to know from primarily really the councillor candidates on both sides, the ones that have been in and the ones that haven't yet, how they feel about our branch here of the Selkirk College and how you feel, how it fits into the community and what you would want to see in furthering their needs and in furthering our community's needs to keep this college open here in our community and to keep it thriving. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Why don't we limit this to the councillors as directed by the questioner, and we'll maybe start right at the far end and just move through because it's directed to everybody.
I think that we have a real bonus in our community with Selkirk College. I know many students have used the college by, going back and getting their GED. It's a very valuable resource that we have. We have at different times had conversations with the Selkirk College trying to find a bigger location for them and work with them. We at one time thought of they could maybe move into the Kimball Center. So I think that as a council we would continue to try and support and keep the Selkirk College however we can.
Rob?
Yeah, I attended a meeting last night with Angus
Graham.
Sorry, who's the dean or president of Selkirk College, and he discussed a variety of initiatives that the college is undertaking. I would like to see the facility, the college possibly moved into a nicer facility, but that's really their prerogative. It's their decision. They have to make up their mind, but certainly I think council could do everything in their power to facilitate that.
I don't know.
Henry?
It is all still a little bit behind closed doors that you guys might not like to hear, but we are in conversation with the Selkirk College for a bigger building, and also a couple of other community organizations that are looking for a bigger building. So there is something in the works, but obviously I'm not supposed to be too particular. So sorry.
Let's come over here to Michael. We're just doing councillors. Councillor candidates.
Well, it's nice to know that you have a say in what's happening. Council always comes to you. I'd like to find out what the community would like to have done with the Campbell building. I could envision Selkirk College going in and taking some of that, tying it into also community development as well as business development. I think there's a great opportunity to expand there, and those three to support each other. We have rural development. They've been doing a fine job, and I think it's time to just really start looking at directions. And I think we've got to have a few town hall meetings, and we've got to brainstorm. And I think we should brainstorm together, and I think invite other organizations in and find out what do we want. And I think that's one of the main problems. I've been door to door. I've talked to some of you here. I've still got another half to go. And what I find out is there's a lot of groups out here, all with your opinions, that you've thought about, but you have nowhere to share your voice. And I think it's time that we come together and share that voice as one and work towards the next goal of this village. And I think that's by having a very open council that meets with you, listens to you, and believes in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Kelly?
Yeah, well, I agree with the presenter. The question is a fantastic opportunity to have a college like this in our little town. Some things have been mentioned that the current council is working with Selkirk College in a certain way to help them maybe build their capacity to some degree. I know Jen's here, works for Selkirk College. What do we need? We need programming, more programming, like they've been doing. Tech-based programming seems to be really popular. I did a web-based program workshop out of there recently. Yeah, needs to be supported more, and I hope they want to stay in our community. That's the objective. Thank you.
John?
I can't agree with Kelly, a couple of others. Selkirk is a true asset to this community, and having them here is definitely something that we want to ensure.